today. Today I'm hopping with Heartfelt Creations alumni team. This is our June 2020 alumni hop. And I have made a really wonderful little interactive folio using two collections from Heartfelt Creations, the Sea Breeze collection and the Under the Sea collection, which is a little bit older but still really wonderful. My ribbons are all from Really Reasonable Ribbon. This is a 6 1/4 by 6 1/4 inch tri-fold folio with a pull-out page. The spines are 1/2 inch wide, so as you can see it's not real thick, but I think you'll be pleased when you see how much can fit in this folio. The front is a shaker frame that I made simply by taking one of the 6 by 6 card fronts and evacuating this part of the image. I kept the little bottom part, and to do this I just used my craft knife and cut diagonally from corner to corner. Then you can get your scissors in there and just begin cutting away until you can easily fussy cut all around the edges. This is backed with 1/8 inch foam strips and then adhered onto this beach scene. I added a little shell here, and if you look inside the folio you'll see I've got a sand dollar, a little auger shell, and a little clam shell filled with pearls, as well as this wonderful shaker mix from Buttons Galore and more. I just love shaker cards. They feel like a party. Down the side I've created a cascade of flowers, all handmade using Heartfelt Creations dies. These are the Oakberry Lane flowers. These have been colored up with distress inks in abandoned coral, spiced marmalade, and dried marigold. And then I filled the center with pearl stamens or beads and just layered them down here. So you stamp these with the Heartfelt Creations stamps, you cut them out with the matching dies, and then you shape them in the 3D flower shaping molds. So it's a very quick and easy process. I also have some little hydrangea leaves tucked in here. And then to give everything sort of a salt spray look, I sponged it with Nouveau mousse that I had watered down and just tapped it on with a sponge, and I love the way this looks. On the side I've got more Really Reasonable ribbon and then a cluster of little beach charms. There's a seahorse, a clamshell, and a starfish. So a ribbon closure, and to do the ribbon closure I just wrapped it around the front, side, and back of my folio before I put my designer paper down. The base for the folio is cardstock that I cut to measure 6 1/4 inches. It's 8 1/2 by 11 cardstock, and then I just joined it together about 1/4 of an inch overlap. But our designer paper covers all of those joined areas. I scored it at 6 1/4 and then 6 3/4 and repeated that, and then the third score line is 5 3/4, and this creates a little flap that I'll show you in just a moment. Over here we've got a flip up page, and you do this simply by cutting one of the 6 by 6 card fronts, scoring about 1/2 an inch along the top, and then you adhere that scored line back behind your designer paper panel and glue the whole thing to your folio base. In the center is a wonderful pocket. I cut this thumb hole using the Eyelet Oval Basics die, the small one, and then I've filled this up with a whole bunch of fussy cut images. Now this paper and also this seashell print are from Under the Sea, but they worked together so well. I just really liked it. I thought it was kind of fun to mix and match. So for this pocket, you just cut your paper an inch wider than you want your pocket to be, and a 1/2 inch taller, and then score 1/2 inches, fold it, and glue it down. I filled this up with beautiful images from the paper collection. This is from the Sea Breeze, and these are just ready to go. You just cut them out, tuck them in. You've got journaling spots. You can put photos on the back, and this is a really wonderful and easy way to create a memory album with beautiful images. You don't have to do any stamping. Everything is just done for you. I really love the way Heartfelt Creations makes it easy to put together a folio like this. So these all just tuck into this little pocket. And of course the tags you can cut out with the tags die. On this front part here, I skipped this, sorry. I've got another little flap page. This seashell is from Under the Sea, and I've tucked one of the little seahorse in here and some little fussy cut shells. This is also a flap page, and you do this the same way, only you do your score line on the side instead of on the top. So this flips out. You've got room for a very large photo here. You can do journaling here and then tuck a photo back behind here. And of course, this is left loose at the top so you can put a photo up above it. So now this flips out, and here's the pull-out page that I was telling you about. When you score this last panel at 5 3/4 inches, you're going to have a little flap that is about 2.5 inches wide. So what you do is take your 12 by 12 paper, you're going to cut it in half at 6, and then you're going to join the ends of it together just like you did to make the folio base. You're going to score this, I believe I did it at every 4.5 inches, yes, and then you just accordion fold. When you glue it down, it's going to go on the front side of this flap, just like that. But on the back side of the flap, just put your adhesive on the top and the bottom and add it to the back side of your accordion, and you create an extra pocket, which is really cool. So this just pulls out, gives you room for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 more photos and more journaling. So as you can see, and these are 4.5 by 6 and by 6, 4.5 by 6. So you can get 4 by 6 photos in there quite easily, like that. And I left these blank because I figure you're going to put photos on them, so you don't really want to cover them up with designer paper. This little part of the flap I turned into a little pocket just by putting a piece of this border paper down and then tucking in a couple of these cute seahorses from Under the Sea. And then this pocket holds, I actually used 2 of the little journal cards, folded them in half to make a wee folio, and this lives right in this pocket. So you can add journaling here, photos here, photos here. And then this last little feature is another flip page, and I did this by, instead of cutting my designer paper 5 3/4 inches wide, I went ahead and cut it 9 3/4 inches wide, and that gives me a 4-inch flap. I put magnets to hold it closed. You can do journaling over here, another photo here, and then you have a little room for a little pocket, or you could have just left this as a photo flap, but I wanted to turn it into a pocket, and I put in some of the little journal cards from Under the Sea, and they live right in this pocket, just like that. And you could also slip more 4 by 6 photos, I think will fit in there as well. So then this whole thing just folds up. This little clip goes here to hold everything in place. You tie the ribbon and you're done. If you would like a linked supply list, you can visit my blog at kathybydesign.com, and I will have a link to all of the items that I used in making this project. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up because it helps other crafters to find it. And if you haven't subscribed to my blog yet, I would love to have you along for the journey. I'm always sharing new ideas and tutorials here for you. So that's it for me. Enjoy the blog hop. Make sure you visit because someone's going to win a $25 gift card from commenting on the hop, and you'll find all the rules and the time limit on my blog at kathybydesign.com. I hope you have a wonderful crafty day, and now I'm going to go get my craft on. Bye!